What's up, everybody? There you go.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the final edition of the State of the Philadelphia Eagles, Birds of Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition with Leader Johnson and your boy Kuka Connor. What up, Leader?
What's up, man? What's still going on? What up, everybody? What's up, Broad Street?
Yep. So go ahead, man. It's the final edition of the State of the Eagles. We did it on Kuka Mitch, Birds of Broad Street, the Jalen Freaking Hurts podcast, Blitz Take,
Right.
and now Blitz Take Leader Edition. Start us off with the State of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, we got to start with the first thing, the first big thing. We get to start first. Max Crosby, Jalen Carter, the two things that are circling around the most right now. Let's get to it. Max Crosby, yeah. Eagles are after him, and they're after him hard. So are the 49ers. So there's two teams that are going after him in a tug of war over Max Crosby. And to let people know about the Jalen Carter situation, people was like, they're slowing down on talks. These talks are the same they've been all year. They're going to give him a contract extension. It's just that the Eagles are just taking their time. It's all that's going on. Everybody wants to, everything going on, Albert Breer, these are assumptions. They're assumptions because the Eagles haven't done it yet. And they were thinking this, they were already predicting that this is going to be done at a certain time. So when people don't start getting that time that they're not doing it, it's typically that what they're doing right now. But it's going to happen. The thing is that it's the contract talks where they're at. The extension as far as how long it's going to be is set. But how many? What's the numbers? 32 million, 35, was it 40? Could be around 33, 34 million. That's the thing. And Max Crosby. You know where I'm going with that? I think the Eagles. This is how you can't do nothing but say if it's nuclear hot. And this is real. I mean, before I remember we was on here and we was like, well, I don't see none of Max Crosby until it comes up. I know everybody's saying this and saying that. And I remember what's his name? Bart Scott. He was on there and he was saying the Eagles are gonna go after Max Crosby. And I was like, yo, girl, ain't came up yet. Don't nobody say nothing, but it's for real. They are after Max Crosby, not because Bart Scott said it, but they're after him. And one thing Howie gets to do, when Howie hears things, Howie listens to TV too. When he hears things on TV, he goes after it. He's like, what? Oh, you think I should go after him? Well, you know what? Let me call up and see how much he costs. And then, Max Crosby was already after, Howie was already after Crosby. Then, things went back. There was a trade to the Ravens, and then it went back. And, now he's back on it. He's always checked on it. He just ain't been as aggressive as he is now, and now he's being aggressive. And obviously, Bart Scott probably heard some word from someone that he could be in the mention, and then after that, there were a lot of people going under, seeing what's going on, and it's real. He's after Max Crosby hard. Now, do I think it can happen? Yeah, we'll see what happens. What's going to happen? Is he going to give it to him before the extension? Are they going to wait another year for the Carter extension? Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. They won't wait another year, but it's like no problem between the two. There's no problem between Carter and Sirianni. There's no problem between Fangio. There's no problem at all between them. But as far as contracts, and they want to win a championship this year, if it's not in their best interest to make an extension happen right now, they won't make it happen. Because if they can get Crosby and Carter all on the same team with Grenard and all these guys, this is getting crazy. This defense is getting crazy. Of course, the 49ers want some help right now. And if Howie feels like he can jump on that, but he's not going to be a fool, he won't be a fool. But if he can feel like he can jump on it, it's like Myles Garrett. But he wasn't going to be like, all right, I'm going to throw everything in there. You got to say something that he won't do. It's like he did with Dallas. Just like he did with, talking about Carter. And here came Garrett. Everybody said Carter was brought up. They said what? No. Cowboys brought up Carter. They said what? No. They are not trading Jalen Carter. It's not even on their plans. That's a big thing. I think if Max Crosby could get here, just tone down the excitement, but turn it up a little bit because he is going hard after Max Crosby. But he won't throw in everything. He won't be a fool. We know how he won't be a fool. We know this by now. We know this by now. Everybody talk about Nolan Smith. In my opinion, take your hands off Nolan Smith. Go up to Jalen Hughes. I think take your hands off Nolan Smith. I know Hunt is good. Hunt is that guy, but Nolan Smith is a different monster, man. He just ain't been, healthy enough. But um, that's the one guy I think it'll go. For one, Jalen Hunt had a. If we're talking actual business, Hunt had an actual good year last year that you could flex to people.
Right.
You could actually. I mean, he had a big year last year. Hunt Smith didn't have a year. That's why I say don't make sense. This on the business side. Let's take away. I think Smith shouldn't be traded. Let's take away what I think. But Smith on the business side didn't have a year that Hunt had. He wouldn't be attractive to everybody else like Hunt would. So we're just talking business right now. So when Bart Scott said Nolan Smith, I said you're trying to fleece people, and they're gonna look at both numbers and say we want Hunt. Hunt had 2 interceptions, 6 sacks last year. Like he really had a heck of a year. So we'll see where it goes. And people, listen, they're definitely into that market for Crosby. Now, I wanted to talk specifically about the defense real quick.
Go ahead.
The edge rushers are so much better now. Javon retired. Joe Javon retired. We know he retired, which is crazy. Like everybody talking about, it's 4 people retired: Darius Smith, Jared Alexander. Okay, are we hurting at them positions? I always gotta understand right now, y'all. People just want something to talk about, but the defense is lethal. They're lethal right now. I mean, edge rushers are way better. You know why I like that? Because of how the cornerbacks are. Woolen's doing great in camp. He is getting all the praise in camp. Him, Quinyon Mitchell's giving them compliments. Cooper DeJean's giving them compliments. That's going to be a crazy 3. That is going to be a very exciting 3. Who are you going to throw it to? I really want to see this. That's what I'm more excited about. Like the thing I want to anticipate. I want to see who are they going to throw it to. This man 6'4", he is dominating in camp. Man just came off a Super Bowl. Pass rushers, AJ Spencer was a great signing. That was a sneaky good signing. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Like that came out of left field. Michael Jordan, they signed him 6'6" guard. Yeah, y'all know it's not. He's 6'6", but he's 300 pounds. Okay, Michael Jordan was 6'6", the basketball player, but he wasn't 300 pounds. Okay, yes, it's good depth. You looking at? Me and the cool cat talked about Tyler Steen and how I felt like he's a little bit up in the air. And look what they did. They got a guard. So I just feel like they want to be for sure, and they're deep. That is one thing we'll talk about next week, how deep they are in offensive line. I think they don't understand. But edge rusher, yeah, AJ Spencer, you got him. You got Jonathan Grenard. You go with Arnold AK, Arnold Egabiketi. I always get their name wrong. I'm gonna get it right. You got those 2 back there. Then you still got Nolan Smith. You got Jalen Hunt. Y'all forget Nolan Smith was always a terror, even last year. I mean, the rules changed. A couple of calls he was getting late hits, but he was always a terror when he was able to be on the field. So we'll see that. We'll see Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt. We'll see Grenard, and we could see Max Crosby. That's ignorant. That's ignorant. That pass rush would be ignorant. And then we're talking about the pass rush having more people in the rotation of people, and now you're trying to once you get the pressure on you, because you still got a Jomo, who I think they're going to give extension to, because it's in the air. It's in the air, and everybody's, I think they'll give him extension. They won't have to give him as much as everybody else. They won't have him give him as much as Carter or how Milt Williams got. They won't. I think Howard will make that move early so he won't have to flex on it later on. Carter, Jordan Davis, and Jomo are going to be there. And Ty Robinson, we'll see him. Bryce Young, them guys are all getting work. Gabe Hall, all getting work there. And you're looking at the edge rushers now. Like I said, Grenard, Smith, Jalen Hunt, Arnold Ebiketie. And you got AJ Spencer. Got those 5 pass rushers. 5 pass. AJ, man, I'm telling y'all. AJ is a demon. Him and Ebiketie are a demon. When we had Arjulari last year, right? And we had Uche. They were guys who did their thing. They were guys who were known, but these guys are really, they're a little edge, a couple miles better. Like they just have been on teams and have been those guys. And now you put them with Fangio. They have been terrors with both Atlanta, with each team they've been with, Ebiketie and Spencer have been terrors. Now you put them with the Eagles. You put them with the Eagles, and they're not getting listen. They don't have the pressure that did the other teams. You have a rotation. You have other guys like Renard and Smith. They are the 2 guys first. Then you come back around. You go to Hunt, and you go to Ebiketie, Now they get to, and then you still got Carter and Davis and the Jomos. You have to be on these guys. So a lot of pressure is going to be off those guys. They didn't have the guys at these other teams that put so much pressure or took the pressure off of them. Now that you with Carter and Davis and the Jomo, and you go with Grenard, do you know how good these guys, how much space, how much time they're going to get? And you're talking about another thing. You look at their secondary, and they're going to be guys, they're not going to be able to get away. Now the pass rush really going to get to you because the quarterback ain't going to know where to throw the ball. They're not going to know where to throw the ball. So now, there we go, sacks. So this is going to be a very exciting defense I like. We still got the middle linebackers and Bond, and people worry about, Jahai to be back. Jahai could be out for a little minute, but he's recovering quick. He could be back by the start of the season. He's recovering quick. I don't know about that, but Jeremiah Trotter is doing great in camp. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is doing great in camp, doing this thing. Saquon Barkley's looking good in camp. Now, I want to tell y'all about camp. It was good camp talk last year, so I'm gonna tell y'all about what I feel like. The optimism. Cool Cat's big with the optimism. You know what I'm big on? I want to see action. I want to see the game first. I understand, like, it's good. They're doing good in camp. It's good. We know they're toning up, but I want to see.
Let's let y'all know what Leader is talking about. The reason he wants to see it on the field is because we're going to see it in training camp too. Don't get me wrong. We're also going to see it in open practice. Yeah, camp is nice. What matters is what we're going to see on the field, because we play the Commanders in less than how many days? Let me find out. We play the Commanders in 86 days. That's when we'll know everything. Week 1.
Right.
Week 3. But week 1 most is definitely in not 86 days. And both me, Simone, and Lord Brunson will all be there. So
that opening night, Broad Street gonna be there, man.
Yeah, like Leader said, we need to see it week 1. But go ahead, Leader, talk about it.
I just feel like last year, especially at the last year. Remember last year, the camp, everybody like, coming in good, people playing good in camp. And then look what happened in the season. Now I feel like I don't want to hear about camp. It's good to hear about it. Ain't like I don't. Let me just feel like this. Ain't like I don't want to hear about camp. It's good to hear this. Good to hear McCollum is looking like he's fast. All this is happening. Wicks is looking good, but I want to see the game now, because after we went Batulo after saying all this stuff at the Batulo and stuff wasn't right, it's time to see Mannion perform on the first game. On the first game we had when we had Kellen Clemens looked totally different from the first game we had last year with Batulo. When we played Green Bay that first game of 2024, we looked sharp. We looked like we was explosive. We did not look like that against the Cowboys. We did not look like. I don't care if Carter left or not.
Wait, which game versus the Cowboys? The first game or the second one?
The first one.
Yeah, the banner night. I got you.
We did not look like, it was talked about. And then I went past it because you know how I do. We Super Bowl champion, like, all right, whatever. We're going to come back, this and that. All year we was hoping for that. And then one time when we had the losing streak, I said, man, Batulo got to go. If he don't win the championship, he got to go. That's the only makeup.
He did say that.
He don't win a championship. He got to rock out, man. That looked bad. The losing streak looked bad. And it was clearly a lot of people was making this and saying this. And no, it was clearly his fault. It was clearly his fault, man. Listen, it was clearly his fault. Even the organization thought that's why we moved on. The Eagles with these edge rushers is going to be. I think they wanted to make, because Ajalari didn't do what we thought last year. Uche did. Uche was producing. Ajalari was okay, but these two guys, I think they went after edge rushers, different guys, to really make a point. Like, we want these edge rushers to be good, man. I just really feel like these edge rushers are going to be an X factor. Ebiketie and Spencer are going to perform. These are relentless. They go after the quarterback. They are relentless. Been like that. I remember seeing Ebiketie. I'm a Penn State fan. Seen him transfer from Temple to Penn State. He was a dog. Came in Atlanta, was a dog. He's always been good. His first step, him and AJ's first step. These guys are dogs. So I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see Woolen, because I was always a fan since his rookie year, when he really was since he got here was on. But a lot of people talk about they talk about Hurts. They talk about Hurts. I kind of going past like it's a lot of stuff being said that's crazy. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, is it worth even talking about? Because I'm like, y'all going too much. Y'all doing like it's now this is getting too much. It's getting too much. Like y'all just want to find stuff to talk about. Y'all want to find ways to throw his name in a subject. It's kind of like not football. It's not football, man. Like yeah. How many times do we have to say his accomplishments? I'm not. You go look them up. Like now, I'm in that point because it's not hard to find. Like, I mean, you can rearrange his stats and it says how much he's with the elite class. Then Sirianni, what are you talking about? I mean, when Barkley just came out, this is one of the best running backs we have. And he came out and talked about Sirianni, how, man, he's basically legendary. It is what he's doing is legendary. Like, he like, yeah, what is wrong with y'all? Like, any other, we talk about 5 years, both quarterback and head coach. 5 years. What they have done is not done by many quarterbacks that are not even playing right now. We ain't talking about right now playing because it's only two. When you talk about quarterbacks, it's only two that have done what he's done. We talking about they got to compare him to people that's not here. And even guys that are not here are impressed, like Manning, like Brady. But how many times we got to see people show up for him that don't even play, that have played to the highest level in their careers? So I just think that's messed up, man. But y'all gotta give it a break. I just know that after this year, and I'm predicting it's going to be an MVP year because every time y'all step on his neck, he lets y'all off his neck. Every time Jalen Hurts, every single time he lets y'all off his neck. Like every time. Can we talk every time? Every time. So this year, y'all just wait. He quiet. He laid back. I see him working that chemistry with Wicks. He's getting comfortable with Wicks. He's getting real comfortable with Wicks. He wants to know his targets. He's filling out his form. Devontae Smith out there working hard. Makai is working hard like Devontae did. He is working hard, man. Can you imagine? He made one catch, and I know it's listen, but he made one catch, and I was like, just wait to jail and get to that. Just wait to jail and get to that. The new guy, and what I tell y'all, what makes it good for us is that no one has seen this offense Hurts or anybody running on a playbook. So defensive coordinators it's going to be new to people. So they're going to be try to stop this. You're going to try to stop a guy who's a Super Bowl champion.
Remember this. I want y'all to understand this. The Commanders got a new offense and defense coordinator, and we got a new offense coordinator. So this will be the first time teams, including the Washington Commanders, see this new playbook. So
good point. Interesting. So Commanders got a new now that's going to be some. They got a new offense and defense coordinator. So they're putting in two new schemes. I don't think this game gonna go too good for the Commanders. Hey, look, say what you want. Everybody got their predictions, but you're talking about Vic Fangio seeing an offense that hasn't been out there, that they haven't seen the Commanders run. He's a vet. And we're talking about their offense against our defense. Just watch. Just watch this, all right? I'm just saying. I love for Jaden Daniels. I think he's the most talented quarterback. And then listen, he's not the best, but he's the most talented quarterback in the division. But he's not the best. That's kind of crazy.
We already know who the best. We already know.
How do you say that, though?
Acknowledge me.
How's that?
Sorry, leader. I had to press the button.
No, you good. How is Dak Prescott even a confident? Who's doing that? Like, it was one guy, I forget. It was a top 6 quarterback that just came out. I'm sorry, I forgot. Somebody came out with their top 6 quarterbacks. Now, I'll come back next time. And they didn't have Jalen Hurts on the top 6. How do you have... I just want to say this. Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. He's more talented, but he's not a better quarterback.
I was going to ask you about that because me and my guy Smitty Eagle, if y'all don't know who Smitty is, please go subscribe to my brother from another mother, Birds of Broad Street. Me, Smitty, One Trey Rock, and Simone Staley. That's my brother Smitty. Miss you, bro. We talked about this, and he told me, like, People want Lamar Jackson because of the stats and the numbers, and he throws a good ball. With Jalen, it's like, and I don't get that. Lamar Jackson won all these MVPs, but when it comes to going to winning a playoff game and getting past the guy I'm looking at the TV right now, Patrick Mahomes, he can't even get past Mahomes.
Well, you said it. You just said everything that I mean. It's really easy. Lamar Jackson is the more talented quarterback. I just say Jay Daniels, didn't I? But who's the better quarterback?
The guy who you see on the screen.
I'm just saying, man. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, if you want a guy who puts up numbers but don't win the game, is that what y'all want?
Yeah,
I mean, Joe Burrow.
They want guys who throw for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, MVP.
Okay, yeah. Joe Burrow. Remember that year you had a couple of years ago? Matter of fact, who won the Super Bowl that year? When Joe Burrow had that year. Joe Burrow had the most passing yards. It was dynamic. They didn't even make the playoffs. But that's your stat guy. Joe Burrow is a better pocket passer. He's not a better, more talented all-around quarterback. Y'all crazy for that one. He is a better pocket passer. He is a better pocket passer. But he is not a better all-around quarterback, more dangerous. Joe Burrow cannot run the ball. He cannot throw on a run like Hurts. He can't. Y'all can talk all that stuff y'all want to. Y'all seen the plays. Y'all seen the plays by Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts don't have to throw for 400. You know why? Because his legs always make up for everything else he don't do. He's a very smart. He thinks with his head first rather than with his arm first. Where is he going to throw it to? Is he going to throw it to? Going to calculate right? Is this offense going right now? He had to figure out things that the offense coordinator couldn't. Can y'all realize this that y'all never say? How bad would our record be without Jalen Hurts last year? Put somebody at quarterback with Patullo. And if it wasn't Hurts figuring it out.
Say that again. Say that again. I don't think they heard you. Say that one more time.
How bad would our record be without Jalen Hurts last year? With Patullo. With Patullo. I'm just saying. With Patullo. Hurts figured it out. He figured it out because it was obviously bad to everybody. AJ Brown was saying something. It was really mind-boggling to everybody. On the sidelines, it wasn't good. But what if somebody else would have ran their offense? You thinking Lamar Jackson would have found out? Oh, he tried to throw for 400 yards and lose the game. Because there were times where Hurts actually did what y'all wanted and threw for a lot of yards, and how those games turn out. But when he was smart and thought to himself and started doing things himself, because things weren't going right, games were won. Games, all those yards. Look at him. Look at the record when he threw all those yards in all those games. He did have the perfect game against Minnesota. Y'all love that, but y'all went right off the same people went right off his bandwagon as soon as something went wrong. He was figuring everything out for Patullo. Everything out. I mean, let me tell you how good what he did was. When we had Sean Desai, nobody could figure it out for that defense. That defense was terrible. Horrible in 2023. There wasn't a Hurts on that defense. That's why we're talking about. Now we're talking about the offense where A.J. Brown was talking stuff about the ball, where the running game wasn't getting off right, where the offensive line was injured. He still managed to get to the playoffs. He did the same thing when Devontae Smith got here when he was 9-8. Without Jalen Hurts, where do you think we would have been? Not in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts been in the playoffs ever since he's been starter. But Joe Burrow? What about Lamar Jackson? He went to the Super Bowl, right? Did he win?
Who?
Lamar Jackson.
No, he didn't even get to the Super Bowl. The only place he went to is the AFC Championship game where we lost to, say it with me, Patrick Mahomes.
So that was only Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl. That was it.
It was Brock Purdy versus number 15 of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Brock Purdy. So Brock Purdy's also been talked about as a guy they say is better than Jalen Hurts.
Oh, please.
That's crazy.
Niner game, of course.
That's crazy. Well, so Jackson didn't go so he only went to the AFC Championship. So he didn't go to the Super Bowl. This is a 2-time MVP we talking about.
2-time league MVP. Him, Lamar Jackson. No, not Lamar. Not just Josh Allen.
Excuse me, Broad Street. I thought Jackson had been there. 2-time MVP. The one we talking about. the
Yep.
one they saying to be over Jalen Hurts, right? Has not even been to the Super Bowl.
Nope.
So what are we talking about? Go ahead and talk about the team he had. Hold up. These are guys y'all say better than Jalen Hurts. They don't need the team Jalen Hurts had, right? To go to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl. So what are we talking about? Remember how they be like, oh, Jalen Hurts got all these weapons. The reason why? Well, what about the weapons that they have? They ain't. So they're supposed to be better than Jalen Hurts. So they're supposed to make it without any of those weapons. Any of them. Josh Allen had the chance. What happened? Wasn't he MVP?
Josh Allen, the year we won the Super Bowl, was league MVP.
I'm just saying, like, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Like, what are the credentials y'all giving y'all quarterback over Jalen Hurts? It don't make no sense. And
According
then
to them, 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and according to them, if their quarterback was on the Eagles, they would win the Super Bowl.
they will win the Super Bowl. How come your team went to the Super Bowl?
According to all these people, if you put any quarterback, if you put Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, any of these top, yeah, exactly. If you put any of these quarterbacks, Jared Goff, who else? Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield. If you put any of these quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, Shador, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones, if you put any of these quarterbacks in the Eagles with AJ back in the day, Smitty, Goddard, Saquon, best O-line, best defense, they go to the Super Bowl.
But they haven't won one, or some of them haven't even appeared without the weapons we're talking about.
But they don't hear you though.
I'm just saying, y'all. If y'all saying this is the real fact. If y'all saying that these guys are better than Jed, they don't need these weapons. They don't need the weapons. So why they haven't made it? They're being classified elite quarterbacks. Guys are better than without these weapons. So how come they haven't at least made it or won a Super Bowl? I just think it don't make sense. Y'all talking about you saying these guys need these weapons. That's what you're saying. They need them. The same reason you don't like you're going against Jalen Hurts. You're saying the same quarterbacks who you're saying are better than Jalen Hurts need these weapons. It don't make sense. It just don't. But anyway, man. Next subject. I just wanted to get y'all tripping. He's, in my opinion, this is my rating on Jalen Hurts. He's number 2. He's number 2. What are we talking about?
Next to who's number 1?
Mahomes.
Who's number 10? Who's
Mahomes.
Damn right.
It's simple. It's
right.
real. The last 5 years, okay, after the Super Bowl, after he won the Super Bowl, it was clear cut. There's only one quarterback that could be mentioned in the same breath with Mahomes. It's clear cut. Now we talk about talent. We can go up. Did this whole list change? The whole NFL list changes. I mean, Mahomes is the most. He isn't the most talented. He's about the 5th most talented.
Please,
most talented.
Mahomes is in a class of his own. Let's be real. Even me, a Jalen Hurts fan, knows that Patrick Mahomes is in a class of his own. We know this.
Yeah, the most talented is different. Yeah, I'm just saying he's not the most talented. You got guys like Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson. They are more talented than Patrick Mahomes. But when it comes up to this, it's only 1-1. It's only 1-1, man. When he put those skills together, and that's what makes Mahomes good. We're not talking about he's not the fastest runner. He's not the biggest thrower. He has the biggest arm. He has a better arm than Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. Those guys are different. But when he thinks on that football field and with the throws he's able to make because of this, that's all it's about. That's why Brady was this. He wasn't the most. You think Brady couldn't catch the ball in the Super Bowl? Remember when he tried to do the Philly special? Yeah. Before he couldn't catch the ball, but this right here let him throw for almost 500 yards. You know what I mean? So it's different. Hurts when it comes to this right here. He's better than y'all, man. You just got to put the right. Anybody with the wrong offensive scheme is not going to do good. We haven't heard this before. You haven't heard of a quarterback playing with this many coordinators. It's always going to be that hard. But he always figures out some way to make the playoffs. Like, man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. But next year, next week we will talk about the offensive line. I just feel like we got to talk about what's protecting Jalen Hurts right now. Yeah. And I feel like it's something good to talk about because if you think about it, they're talking about Cam Jurgens and Dickerson looking good. Look good, Cam. Looking healthy. Running around looking healthy. They're not looking like they're Hampton or nothing. To me, that's the business. We need to talk about the offensive line. Who's blocking for our quarterback? Yep. That's big. Talstein, I put the pressure on him because if he's starting, I want to see more. Stalin always talk big on him compared to Brandon Brooks. We all know Brandon Brooks is the Philadelphia great at guard who played for us, Super Bowl champion. I just feel like offensive line is everything, man. And I think this is something to talk about.
Yep.
If we're looking at this team right now, that's another thing I do want to, and we are going to talk more about training camp and how training camp is going. And
the next episode of Blitz Take Leader Edition and all the other shows next week is all about training camp as we count it down. But go ahead, Leader.
Yeah, we got the training camp go. I just think it's a lot of good things you're hearing, man. I like hearing about Woolen doing this thing because I'm excited about. I really think that is the best secondary in football. You got Cooper that can play nickel or play. Now he's gonna play some safety. That's been said. He will play some safety. And I always been saying I feel like safety is where he need to be. And one thing he's been saying that I like that Cooper's been saying that he's been watching. I've compared him to this guy. I've said this name. He's been watching tapes of Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson was a Pro Bowler at both cornerback and safety. Pittsburgh Steelers grave. Y'all know who that is, man. Listen, during Deion Sanders' time, it was 3 cornerbacks in the league. It was Deion, it was Rod, and it was Eric Allen of the Eagles. 3 cornerbacks that just did it. That you can say what you want. Who was better than Eric Allen? You crazy. Eagles Eric Allen was next to Rod Woodson and Deion Sanders. They were the 3 best cornerbacks in the league. All right, and Cooper reminds me of that because he can play both safety and cornerback, and he can get it done. All right, he can get it done. So listen, when we come back next week, we will talk about that, and we will talk about what's going on in camp, the updates in camp, because it's almost preseason time. Ooh, football's almost back. It's almost time, y'all. Broad Street. It's almost time for all the Bird fans to be out, the tailgating to be crazy. Who the best tailgater? Who got the best food? Who got the best food? Who the biggest fan? If y'all the biggest fan, it's time to be turned up this 4th of July. I keep on hearing that, man. 4th of July. I'm gonna have to see what y'all doing 4th of July. Y'all got that food.
If you haven't been to a 4th of
July, man, keep saying that. Yeah. We're gonna have to get to there, man. Shout out to 4th of July, man. Y'all tuning in them. Great people, great podcasts out there, man. Look, we out, man. Listen, next week, the offensive line. The offensive line, we got to break down because there's a lot of talented guys on there. And we're going to talk about what we got from camp. What is the new stuff from camp? Who's up? Who's the defensive guy? Who's the best offensive guy? We're going to talk about more of that in camp. I'm going to save all that for camp, even stuff I do now. We're going to save all that for next week in camp. All right? So I'm out, y'all. Broad Street Blitz Take. We are out. Me and Cool Cat out, man. Holla at y'all, man.